I had a feeling this was going to happen. So I started making a video about the tomatoes, and I apologize if the fans are too loud in the greenhouse. We got the ventilation going now. I started working on a video about the tomatoes when they were transplanted back in March. And then spring planting season came, and we had a whole bunch of stuff that had to get in it and just got way too busy, and I couldn't get the video made. So it's kind of going to be a whole bunch all in one. So these were transplanted March 21st. It is now June 24th. So 3 months later, and we've been harvesting the tomatoes now for about 3 weeks. So before I get into that, let me show you what I did get recorded back in March when I got these transplanted into the greenhouse.
This is the end of March here. I'm planting all the tomato starts in the center 4 rows. The rows to the left and right end up being too short for the tomatoes, so we put shorter crops in there. Each row has approximately 30 grow bags, and in there I'm planting 2 tomato plants per bag.
So this greenhouse is all hydroponic. We have in the front our nutrient system, that's the doser there, and the barrels here. Calcium nitrate goes in one, fertilizer in the other. They get mixed into the big dosing tank, and then that goes out to the drip lines that run along each row in here. So these plants went in the end of March. This is now the end of June, and we've been harvesting for about 2 weeks. Just like the Kratky house, we have the propane Modine heater in here. So that was, of course, on in March when they first went in. We've got the ventilation fans, which are all tied into a thermostat. So that's automatic, kind of the same as the other greenhouse as well. 4 rows of tomatoes in here. Like I said, the exteriors, we don't put the tomatoes because they really don't have the height for the plants. So what we have there right now, we have English cucumbers, and that is down this entire row. We'll start another row of those on the opposite end so that when these plants start to die back, we'll be harvesting from those immediately. So here are the grow bags. I mentioned 2 plants per, and then they are trellised to a single stem. This time of year, there's a lot of maintenance done on them every week. They are pruned at the base, leaned and lowered, which is why you can see the stems that are going across and then up. So they are leaned to the side, lowered down each week so that we gain more height at the top for the plants to keep growing. We started harvesting 2 weeks ago, and we will be harvesting from these same plants late November. The varieties in here, we have beefsteaks, we have a mix of hybrid heirlooms, and then my one goof up, when I was transplanting, I accidentally put some cherry tomatoes in here, which unfortunately Stan now has to deal with for the rest of the season. So they were supposed to go in the other greenhouse with the rest of the cherry tomatoes. So I accidentally mixed that up when I was putting the varieties into each greenhouse. So all the same age in here. We seeded these in mid-January, I believe it was. These all got seeded. And then late March, they were transplanted in. So again, this is late June. We'll be harvesting from these for quite a few months. We'll go take a peek over at the cherry tomatoes. So this is the next greenhouse over. Same setup, same nutrient system, drippers. This is mainly cherry tomatoes in here. And the reason why my mix-up is going to be such a pain, even though these plants are the same age, they don't grow at the same rate. The growth is a bit different. So when Stan is doing the trellising, that one row that is half cherry tomato, he actually has to separate those and trellis them on their own. And that's where it's going to be a bit aggravating for him for the season, unfortunately. But production here is really, really good. Cherry tomatoes have taken off. I think we started harvesting from the cherry tomatoes maybe a week or two before the larger tomatoes. So same as the other greenhouse, 30-foot wide greenhouse, and we can fit 4 rows of tomatoes in the center where it's got the height. Towards the edges in here, we actually have sweet peppers and eggplant. They don't have the exact same height, you know, they don't, or not the same height requirements that the tomatoes have. So where the edges are a bit shorter, we can put those, and that's plenty of room for them. Same heating system in here. Transplanted about the same time, that mid-March time. Everything kind of went in the same time. Eggplants, same age. They were planted at the same time. And there you can get a good view of, there's that drip line. That's coming from that bulk tank, that nutrient bulk tank. And we changed the timing on that based on the time of year. Of course, when the plants are smaller, they don't need as much nutrient, they don't need as much water. And then as they get bigger and the summer gets hotter, we'll increase how many times a day they get fed to give them what they need for the season. So that's it for at least the intro into our tomato season. I'll probably do a couple more videos. We can go over like how they're trellised and the basic maintenance that's done on all of the plants and what we have to do throughout the season to keep the plants looking nice and keep them in good production. So thanks for watching, and I hope I can get more videos out. I know we've been very busy, and there's a lot of planting to get done in the springtime. So hopefully I can get a little more better at that. Thanks for watching.